morning, buenos dias, ate Marie. Welcome to Story Times with Tim. Today is a beautiful day in Christchurch and we're enjoying the sunshine, and I seem to have tricked a few people yesterday with our true or false game with the fruit stickers to see if fruit stickers were edible. Now, lots of you said it was false, and the answer was absolutely true. And so next time you're having a kiwi fruit or an apple and you have half a sticker on your thing, don't worry, you will be okay, because it is all food grade. Now, today's question is another tricky one, and I'm going to propose this question and true or false, and at the end of it I'll give you the answer, but pop down in your comments to see whether or not it is true or false. And the question this morning is a banana a fruit? True or false? So now and welcome back to some viewers, and I'm really excited. I've had viewers from America, MK, thanks for tuning in, and then an auntie in Canada, thanks family for supporting me, and also a few coming in from Aussie. So amazing. I'm just really stoked. I really hope you're enjoying this, and if you are, share with your friends. That'd be really cool. Just apologies, we were supposed to go onto YouTube today, but due to me not being approved yet, that's just taking a bit of time with lots and lots of pressure on YouTube, I believe, because of all of the current situation. So bear with me. When that's available, I would like to transition over to YouTube, and that would and then when things go back to normal, I'll still continue to use YouTube. So without much further ado, we're going to be transported to Spain. Like I said, my get up is my attempt of dressing like Zorro, but you can comment about that, and I would appreciate the comments. And so this story is from my childhood, so I remember this, and I have always loved this story. So it is about this big bull called Ferdinand. And so I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'm going to crack into it. So remember with the question, go with whoever's next to you, mum, dad, sister, brother, have a bit of a chat, put on your thingy caps, and put your answers in the comments. So, Ferdinand. The story of Ferdinand. Once upon a time in Spain, there was a little bull, and his name was Ferdinand. All the other little bulls he lived with would run and jump and butt their heads together like frisky bulls. But not Ferdinand. He liked to sit just quietly and smell the flowers. He had a favourite spot out in the pasture under a cork tree. Here's a cork tree. It was his favourite tree, and he would sit in its shade all day and smell the flowers. Sometimes his mother, who was a cow, would worry about him. She was afraid he would be lonesome all by himself. "Why don't you run and play with the other little bulls and skip and butt your head?" she would say. But Ferdinand would shake his head. "I like it better here, where I can sit just quietly and smell the flowers." His mother saw that he was not lonesome, and because she was an understanding mother, even though she was a cow, she let him just sit there and be happy. As the years went by, Ferdinand grew and grew until he was very big and strong. It says 1 week, 3 months, Ferdinand 1 year, Ferdinand 2 years. He's looking like a strapping bull. All the other bulls who had grown up with him in the same pasture would fight each other all day. They would butt each other and stick each other with their horns. What they wanted most of all was to be picked to fight at the bullfights in Madrid. Bullfights at the Stadium Madrid. But not Ferdinand. He still liked to sit just quietly under the cork tree and smell the flowers. One day, 5 men came in very funny hats to pick the biggest, fastest, roughest bull to fight in the bullfights in Madrid. These crazy characters. All the other bulls ran around snorting and butting, leaping and jumping, so the men would think that they were very strong and fierce and pick them. There would be a big hullabaloo. Ferdinand knew that they wouldn't pick him, and he didn't care, so he went to his favourite cork tree to sit down. He didn't look where he was sitting, and instead of sitting on the nice cool grass in the shade, he sat on a bumblebee. Uh-oh. Well, if you were a bumblebee and a bull sat on you, what would you do? You would sting him. And that's just what this bee did to Ferdinand. Wow, did it hurt? Ferdinand jumped with a snort. He ran around puffing and snorting, butting and pawing the ground as if he were crazy. Woo-hoo-hoo. The 5 men saw him, and they all shouted with joy. He was the largest and fiercest bull of all, just the one for the bullfights in Madrid. Way! Look at them, so excited, throwing their hats. Ferdinand. So they took him away for the bullfight day in a cart. There's wee Ferdinand. What a day it was! Flags were flying, bands were playing. Oh, real party. And all the lovely ladies had flowers in their hair. They all had flowers. The beautiful ladies. They had a parade into the bull ring. First came the bandoleros with long sharp pins with ribbons on them to stick the bull and make him mad. Next came the picadores, who rode skinny horses and had long spears to stick in the bull to make him madder. Then came the matador, the proudest of all. He thought he was very handsome and bowed to the ladies. He had a red cape and a sword and was supposed to stick the bull last of all. Ladies. Then came the bull, and you know who that was, don't you? Ferdinand. Here he is. Ferdinand's not very sure about this. They called him Ferdinand the Fierce, and all the bandoleros were afraid of him, and all the picadores were afraid of him, and the matador was scared stiff. See, he's sweating there. Ferdinand ran into the middle of the ring, and everyone shouted and clapped because they thought he was going to fight fiercely and butt and snort and stick his horns around. The crowd would be going... But not Ferdinand. When he got into the middle of the ring, he saw the flowers and all the lovely ladies here, and he just sat down quietly and smelled. There's a matador hiding behind the little wall there. He wouldn't fight and be fierce no matter what they did. He just sat and smelled, and the bandoleros were mad, and the picadores were getting madder, and the matador was so mad he cried because he couldn't show off with his cape and sword. So they had to take Ferdinand home. And for all I know, he's sitting there still under his favourite cork tree, smelling the flowers just quietly. He is very happy. The end. This is about the only book that I remember, apart from a couple of those little Golden Circle books. Golden Circle? Golden Circle. I think those are the ones. We had stacks and stacks of those, but this one, I just really enjoyed this one. And what I loved about it was the illustrations. The illustrations were just so beautiful and really inspiring for me as a child. So, now that question, is banana a fruit? Now, that's a tricky one, so let's go with the drum roll. The answer is false. And you'll be going, what? It's a fruit? Yeah, no, of course it's a fruit. It's got seeds and stuff. Yeah, that's what I thought too. But actually, it is, it's actually classed as a herb, which is really bizarre. And it's like, I was like, what the heck? So it's something to do with the insides of it and how it's produced. So don't argue with me, argue with Google. I just thought it was really funny that, we've been eating banana and it's in the fruit section our whole lives, but it's technically not a fruit. That's one of those funny words again, a misnomer. And it's not Noma who lives down the road. No, it just means that it has been labelled incorrectly. So, I hope you enjoyed the story, and when I finally do get onto YouTube, I will post it here. And thank you for all the lovely comments, and I'm really, really, really happy that people are enjoying this and it's being shared widely, and it's just really exciting. And and tell your friends, it'll be really fantastic. Thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow.